Hello and welcome back to another beautiful day on the farm here in Bloomfield, Canada. You join me in my pickup truck running down to the shop. I'm not sure if you remember, because I do remember, that I said I wasn't going to be throwing a whole bunch of more money into the farm out of my own account until I could see that the farm was actually able to turn a profit. Now, it has. Starting off, we had under $10,000. In the last episode, I think we're up over $40,000 at one point, and now we're sitting pretty comfortably at just shy of $35,000. I think it would be a good time to change up some equipment to better suit the farm, because we've obviously proven the concept that doing what we're doing can work and can make money. So why not double down on it, right? Might as well. It'd be kind of rude not to. So we're down at the shop and we're going to sell our pickup truck here. Now, we are buying another truck, so don't worry about that. It's just this pickup truck, that's all it is. It's a pickup truck, it's a small truck. It's probably even a quarter ton. I don't even think it's a half ton. And it does the job, but we could just use something that's a little bit better. So I'm not sure if there is an actual sell trigger down here. I'm going to find that quick. And if there is, we're going to put this truck in it and sell it to someone else. So here we are down in the sell trigger. We will repair it quick and we'll say yes to the repaint as well. So we can get $23,726 for our pickup. And we're going to go ahead and sell that. That's going to give us a very big influx of cash. Now, we've got our tractor and we've got a sickle bar mower, which leads me to believe that we don't really need our zero turn. Now, it was part of the starting equipment and we never really used it that much. So I'm going to reset it down here because we don't have a trailer or anything. And I know it's not realistic, but to drive it all the way down would just take a very, very long time. So I'm going to sell this, but I'm only going to get $2,000 for it. Maybe 2,500. We'll call it 2,500. Well, we won't say exactly 2,500. I don't know how much money we can actually get for it. So we'll sell it for $6,816. So let's just minus 4,500 bucks. Right? So we're going to sell that. And then we're going to remove 4,500. Oh, that was stop time. I don't want to do that. Did I minus the 4,500? I did not minus the 4,500. Oh no, it's all falling apart. 4,500. Enter. There we go. Time has been stopped. Let's put that back up to ×5. So, we sold our pickup and we sold our lawnmower for a little bit of money. Now, I'm not playing this super realistic, but I'm also not trying to make it super easy on myself. Hence why not just selling the lawnmower for $6,000. Because then technically I could have started with, between you, me, and the fence post, I own this, and I could just sell that and have a crazy amount of money and then just do whatever I want. I don't want to do that. So now we've got just shy of $60,000. What are we going to buy? Well, there's a couple of things. We need a new vehicle. And I've got quite a few good mods, but there's one I've got my eye on in particular, and it is this guy right here. A 1964 Ford T8500 flatbed. Now, if this isn't the stereotypical farm truck, I don't know what is. It's a pickup truck. We could still go to town and get groceries in it. And it's got a nice flatbed. We're going to put a hitch on it and a gooseneck hitch on the bed as well. We'll even throw a little beacon on there. And we'll keep the wood bed. Can we change the colors around for cheap? We can. So let's do Windsor Blue. Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice color. And the bed, let's do Jet Black. Is there a Line XE color? There is no line XE color. Yeah. Let's do that. A light blue with a dark, dark red. I like that. And a license plate, since it is the actual vehicle, will go. Looks good to me. We got our plate there. And this is $8,500. So we'll buy that. Perfect. And it will be sitting right here. Look at that. The camera is a little buggy on this. Beacon light works. Lots of straps. Nice horn. Interior's nice. Can even shift gears. Beautiful. Mirrors work. Not sure if there's anything that we can actually change around. Let's just open up the help window here. Nope, just fasten and unfasten tension belts. Okay, well, this is going to be a good addition to our farm. It gives us more storage space so we can haul bales and whatnot, which would be nice. We got a trail hitch on the back there, but we still don't have any height for our tractor. Now, I've gone and once again, between you, me, and the fence post, I've gone on to the mod network and I have been looking for tractors that are the exact same, a John Deere 710. So I've found like 3 of them and they're all a little different. This tractor right here, it's a nice mod, like a retrofit. It can get a roll bar and even like a canopy. I'm not a big fan of the canopy, but it comes with a front loader attachment, and I've downloaded the front loader that comes with it. Problem is there's actually no tilting action on the front loader. So it's literally just up and down, and you release it and it just drops and pivots like an old front loader would. So it's not really something that works super well. It's still a nice mod regardless. But there is this one just down here, and I was planning on doing this as a role play thing, but I feel like if I'm trying to be realistic and I just want to talk through what I'm doing here, so it doesn't come across as cheaty. This is another decent one. It's pretty much the same thing, but you've got front weights on it instead of a front loader. There is no front loader option on this one as well. You can even get a little hood ornament, which is pretty cool. And I like that you have the slow moving sign on it. You can also change your fenders around, put another seat on, or take it right off, which I really like. And you can also do a straight up and down exhaust as well, which I really like this model. I really do. And you can tune it to get 62 horsepower, and you can put wide tires or even duals on it, and you can get this style as well. And I'm pretty sure I thought you could do something with the grill too. Guess not. But you can change the exhaust color around. Downfall is it still doesn't have hydraulic hookup, and I'm not a big fan of the look of that front weight on an old school tractor. I'm just not. Is it enough weight? Yes, it 100% is. That's 500 kilograms. You can go up to 760 kilograms, even over 1,000 kilograms of weight in the front of this tractor, which would definitely help us pick up those big bags. 100% it would. But I just don't like the look of that front weight. But don't worry, we've got another one. We've got the Series 710S here. Front weight. Old school John Deere front weight. You can stack them. They're plates and bolts. You can get a 350 kilogram front weight, which is a lot more reasonable for a tractor this size. You wouldn't be putting 1,000 kilograms, which is like 2,000 pounds, hanging off that front axle. You just wouldn't. Mirror and roll bar. I like the roll bar, but not so much. You can do the fenders, yes or no. Exhaust top, yes or no. I would keep it lower. And the tuning. Engine setup, wide tires. I'm not sure what tires we actually have on ours now, but I'm assuming they're the wide, and GPS as well. Main color, John Deere old or new. I would leave it the new. Fenders the same. Grill color, you can make it black if you wanted to, which is nice. And no plate. So this is pretty much the identical tractor to what we have right here. So I'm not sure if I should simulate, like, the only real difference between our tractor and this one is the front weights and a different color seating spot there. And we've got hydraulic hookups, so more things will actually hook up to it and actually look better, especially with manual attach. Still doesn't have a front loader, so it doesn't solve our height issue. Realistically, these old diesels, you could definitely crank out the fuel pin and get an extra 10 horsepower, so that's still realistic. And realistically, we're having issues in keeping the front end on the ground, so what are we going to do? We're going to put front weight on it. So I think swapping out what we have now to this is going to be beneficial to us and realistic, because you would put front weights on something if you needed front weights. And just unfortunately, we can't do that. So what I'm going to do, that was the one I was talking about, right? Yes. So this is the one that we actually have. It's $7,500. It's the identical tractor. The absolutely identical tractor. Except the seat, I think, is a different color. And the little second seat bar is a different color. Yeah, so we're going to have a black seat instead of a yellow seat and a front weight. Nice. So what I'm going to do, because I'm trying to play it realistically as I can, we're going to take this down to the shop, and we're not going to pick it up until tomorrow. So this tractor is going to sit down at the shop until tomorrow, when we can pick it up, and the modifications, the front weight, and they're going to change out the exhaust and crank up the fuel pin for us, and we can pick our tractor back up. They're also going to hook up the hydraulic links there, because you can see the hydraulic lines come into that block right there behind where my character is sitting to the right. There's a hydraulic block there. There's nothing that comes out for your actual hydraulic hookup, which is silly, but maybe that's just how it was. And the tractor that they actually had to scan just didn't have hydraulic hookups, which is fair, right? But I need a hydraulic hookup. Do I really need it? I'm not sure. I don't think too many of our pieces of equipment actually take it right now, but we are still working on expanding our farm. So I'm going to actually do the swap over off camera. We're at 5.7 hours on this thing. So the new tractor, which is still going to be this one technically, wink wink nudge nudge, is still going to have 5.7 or 5.8 hours on it. And I'm also going to give it a half a tank of fuel and bring the wear down on it a little bit. So it's as an apples to apples switch as possible. Like I said, I'm not trying to cheat. I'm trying to make it fair. I'm not trying to make it super easy on myself. So I hope you guys understand. It's, especially with the big bags, we've got that pin there. We can't put a front weight on it, which just blows my mind that we can't put a front weight on this thing. So I found something that I can put a front weight on, because realistically, we would just bolt a front weight onto it. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here. But once we drop this off, we also have more things to buy to solve our height issue on the farm. And it's fairly cheap, and it's an option I wish I thought about sooner. So we'll just park our tractor here next to this Massey Ferguson that still apparently hasn't made it into a shop. But apparently they're fitting our tractor in before this one. So come tomorrow, hopefully they'll have it done, and we'll get our front weight attached, because apparently I can't do that myself, wink wink, and get the hydraulic hookups on there, redo the exhaust a little bit, and crank up our fuel pin. I think it might also make it drive a tiny bit faster, like maybe a kilometer, but that's about it. So we got 35 liters of diesel in the tank, and the damage is at 29%. Seems fair to me. I should really write those numbers down. But we've got another thing that we need. We need something to bale, and we also need something to ted, and we need something to be able to pick up these bales. So we are going on a bit of a spending spree. I know, but you got to spend money to make money. You can make decent money doing hay. We saw that with the one contract, and we can also make decent money with silage. We saw that with the other contract. And as much as I really like the little mini bales, we can't make silage with those. So that's why I'm going with a round baler, because round balers are normally cheaper than square, and they're more common as well. Now the baler that I'm going for is this one right here, and it's not super nice. It's not an American brand. I get that, but it's the only cheaper baler that I can see that's an old school baler that our tractor actually has the power to pull. So it kind of is what it is. I'm gonna leave the shield off just so we don't have those weird letters there. It's cheap, only requires 40 horsepower, and only does 125 centimeter bales. So the small bales, but it works. I've tested it. We're gonna buy it. After that, we're still gonna need something to ted the hay. So we're gonna go, and the windrower or the tedder here. This one is $5,480, but the dealership actually owns one that's been used. We've used it before. We've rented it off them to do that one contract. So I'm gonna buy this off the dealership. Now I'm not gonna pay the full 5,400 and whatever many dollars. I'm gonna pay them $4,000. 4,200 actually. $4,200. I stopped time again. Gosh darn it. Okay, so there's $4,200. So this is ours. You following me here? We just paid the dealership $4,200 for this used piece of equipment. So we now own a tedder. We already own a rake, and we already own a mower. So now we own a mower, tedder, rake, and baler. We still need something to pick it up with. So you're thinking, oh, he's probably going for a tractor up the horsepower. No, we're going for a skid loader. Now, the reason being is if we come over here, this John Deere skid loader, $7,900. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Beautiful. I like it. Cheap is good. We got a couple different tire options. We're just going to stick with the Trelleborg. First generation, sure. Rear weights, 300 pounds. That's the biggest weight we can get. We're going to do that. It's a small skid loader. We want as much rear weight as we can get. Wind block glass, don't care. We'll put the slow moving sign on. It's $25, might as well. Engine, we might as well go with the B. It doesn't change the horsepower or anything with, so at least we get a B on our loader arms. And that's it. That's all. $8,195 all said and done there with the added weight and the slow moving sign. We're going to buy that. Now, the combinations for this, there's a couple different reasons why I went with a skid loader, and I'll go over those now compared to a tractor. I've got tools for them that click on and they actually work. So we've got this bale spear here that's $600. That works perfect with our small round bales. So we just bought that. And I know that the weight wise, the skid loader can handle it just fine. Absolutely just fine. And then we've got this bucket here, which also holds 1,400 liters of props, of everything. So if we need to move anything around, if we miss bits. But we've also got this stone shovel here. And this stone shovel can get stones out of our field. And it's only $1,200. We can change the colors around if we want, but I'm just going to leave it the onyx black. So I'm going to buy this as well. Now, it's not going to help us immediately because all our fields are seeded with grass. I did seed the smaller field off camera in between this episode and the last. So it's not super ideal there. But now we've got height. We're also probably actually going to need a pallet fork. So let's buy one of those as well. We'll buy this pallet fork here because it's the one that comes with the set and it works perfectly with the mod. It's cheap, $560, so we'll buy that as well. So now we've got a new pickup because we sold our old one, with a flatbed with tons of straps on it, a skid loader with a bale spike, pallet fork, and a way to pick up our stones out of the field. We own a baler and a tedder. And we're going to get our tractor upgraded to where it has a little bit more front end weight. So hopefully, I haven't tried it yet, but hopefully it can pick up those big bags better with the big bag handler for longer transport. But if not, we can always just put the big bags themselves onto the back end of this pickup truck and load them with the skid steer, right? So that's another option. At least we have loading capabilities now with this skid steer to where we can pick up and move attachments around. And it's just, how do we move the skid steer around? Well, we could probably even buy a small trailer to haul the skid steer around, and that's not going to be a today project. We've bought a lot of things already, and I'm not sure if we're done with that yet. But I also want to see if the tractor can actually pick up 2 big bags by themselves with the added front weight once we get it out of the shop. So for now, at least with all this equipment that we have now bought, we'll see if this at least works. So we'll come into tomorrow and I'll get all this stuff back up to the shop. This is going to be a long drive. 18 kilometers an hour. But we got to get the skid loader there. We could get the store to deliver it for us, but I don't want to pay the extra delivery fee, so we're just going to drive it. Tomorrow, we're going to get a taxi back down to the store and pick up our tractor once all the modifications are done, and then hopefully we can get out into the field and start cutting grass. And then we can see if our gamble has paid off. Because we just spent about $20,000, and we're not done spending yet because I still have to pay for the conversion on our tractor. It's not a free conversion. I'm paying them $3,000 to do that. So whatever, I'll just do a straight swap out on the tractors on the back end, and then I will deduct $3,000 out of my account for the modifications that the store did to get us that hydraulic hookups and mount the front weights and redo the exhaust and tune the tractor to get an extra 10 horsepower. I think that's fair. If you don't, feel free to let me know down below in the comments, and that helps me figure out what to do and how to do it for my next steps. While you're down there, you might as well hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, because if you're still here after listening to me rant and rave for the last 20 minutes, obviously you enjoy what I'm doing here. So why not let me know that, hey, I do actually enjoy this content. And you can do that by liking and subscribing and ringing that bell. It really does mean a lot to me. So I'm going to hold up a bunch of traffic, get everything back to the farm, and I'll see you bright and early in April. Tractor's done. Let's remove $3,500 for the shop's service. That leaves us with $31,180. All said and done, we are in April, 7 o'clock in the morning. Had to wait till 7 till they opened. And here she is, hooked up to the tedder. It's the only thing left at the store that we need to bring back. John Deere 710, 35 liters of diesel, 30% damage, front weights, hydraulic hookup, has 4 of them. Everything hooks up good. It's black exhaust pipe now instead of green. And it's got a real battery in it too. Black seat. black little handlebar there. Pretty much identical other than those few things. Hopefully you're okay with it. I know I am. Works out just fine. And we get a whole extra kilometer an hour out of it too. Can now go 26. Oh, maybe not. Still stuck at 25. But we might as well get some fuel too while we're here, because it would be rude not to. Fill it up. $43 worth of fuel. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, I guess I'll just go. Alright, well, I guess it's... I hope our grass is fully ready to harvest. Yesterday was just one off of the full growth state. So I guess we'll see today if we're good to go into the field. We do have a bit of rain in the forecast, but that's not coming till later. Our fields are pretty small. We should be able to get everything tedded and baled up before 1 in the afternoon. For this game, of course. Realistically, not so much. I'll see you back at the farm. And our grass looks good. Oh, yes. I cannot wait to get hooked up to our sickle bar mower and start mowing. That field will be our best field. The bigger grass field over there will, I think it's not completely full up on fertilizer, but it's still not bad. If you're also noticing, hey, there's a lot more dirt here than what there was before, and you'd be right. I figured, you know, we're driving on the grass all the time. Trucks and tractors and implements. We're bound to ruin the grass at some point, so why not just make this into a yard? We still have a bit of grass here and there, and still some grass around the house, but we're always driving across it. The grass isn't going to survive very long, so might as well make it into a bit more of a yard. Get that all hooked up. That should be good there. Perfect. We'll get this unfolded. Takes a little while to unfold. And we can obviously cut outside of this field. I'm not just cutting this field itself. I'm going to cut most of the grass that we have available to us because profit, you know? So I'm going to fire up the GPS here and start working away at this because it is a big job that we're undertaking here. Cutting it all with this small of a mower, this small of a tractor. And actually, by the looks of it, the map grass, as I call it, doesn't actually give us any grass. So we put our mower down there, we cut it a little bit, and we don't get any grass. We're only getting grass that's off the field itself. So, I guess I mean that's good and bad in a way. We're not going to get as much yield, but that also means we really need to plow out and seed in every area that we want to make money off of, because we're making a bit of grass there, but all the meadow stuff, we're not. So... And there is the mowing done. It took a little bit, but that's to be expected with this small sickle bar mower. That's part of the series. Is it's a small homestead. I mean, our homestead has grown a fair bit over the last couple of episodes to begin with, but now it's more so like the size isn't bad. But we need to figure out what is the best and most efficient way to do different tasks around the farm. That sickle bar mower, not super ideal. Anything that doesn't trail directly behind the tractor isn't super efficient. Like that baler's not super efficient. That rake's not the most efficient. And this tedder, good size, works right behind the tractor. I don't see ourselves upgrading this tedder for this foreseeable future, but the mower, the rake, the baler is all something that an upgrade would benefit us in time savings and headaches and stuff like that. So as you can see, when we mowed this field, I mowed all this area too, just to kind of show what we have and what we don't have. So I'm going to come back and plow most of this area in because we couldn't even get map grass off of it. Now I'm sure if I painted over it with a certain paint, like a grass texture, we could, but we still can't fertilize that kind of stuff, and it still wouldn't be super ideal, right? So that's my plan moving forward with that. We got a decent amount of grass here. I'm not sure exactly how much we have, but we got a good amount of grass. So I'm happy with that, and we still got one more small field. I kind of wish I planted them all last year, but I was still thinking, oh, maybe I'll do potatoes or something like that. Something silly that, and you think about it, you're like, okay, what was my main goal? Buying grass equipment, so why am I going to do two big avenues like that at the same time to where, okay, whatever money I do have coming in has to be split between doing grass work and then doing potatoes. So I think the route that we have taken of just sticking with grass for right now and making hay is definitely the best way that we could have went. And then down the road, if we want to buy a bale wrapper or something like that, we can start making silage, and when we get to that point, we can start buying some cattle, right? I think that would be perfect. I think that's a good course of action that we got, like a game plan, goals that are easily achievable with an actual site, like a step-by-step plan of achieving those goals, because a lot of people, they'll just set these goals and they don't actually have any idea of how to get there, and the goal's not a defined goal, and they just no longer achieve it because they set it up so it's not achievable, if you know what I mean. Here I am talking about setting goals and things, and I'm just tedding grass in a game. But with that being said, I'm going to ted up most of this and rake it, and then get a couple of hay bales, just because I want to see exactly how much hay we can get off of this field, because if we can figure out how many bales we can get off of this field at a time, we can then start working out, well, okay, how much are the sheep going to take, and how much money can we sell these hay bales for, and then come up with, okay, this is how much money each field is going to make, and this is how long each field is going to take. I really need to cut down some of these extra trees. So this is going to be one of the longer episodes as well, but I'm going to do most of this off camera, like tedding's tedding. I might show a little bit of the raking, and I might show a little bit of the baling. But once I get this field done, we'll figure out how many bales we got, and then we'll buy some sheep, because the sooner we can get the sheep fed and in, the better. I think I'm probably going to buy like 10 sheep or so, maybe even 20. It's going to take a little while because I'm pretty sure that animal trailer only holds 2, maybe 4 sheep. So it's going to be a lot of driving back and forth. But the main field work here I'm going to do off camera if I ever stop talking. And yeah, that's the end goal for the day, is to get enough hay to where we can feed our sheep and get the sheep in the pen. So I'll see you probably at the baling. I don't think you really need to see the raking. It's not going to be super visually appealing anyways, because it's a sideways rake. And there is this field done. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bales off this field. Just confirm. Yep, 9 bales off this field. And the next time, it might even be bigger. So we'll call it a 9 bale field. 9 bales. And each bale is 4,500 liters. So we can expect 40,500 liters per cut off this field at 9 bales at 4,500 liters. That's on the low end, because we've got a couple of missed bits here and there, and we are planning on making this field bigger. So 40,000, let's just call it 40,000 liters of hay per cut off this field. And hay on average, we're looking at $100, $100, $98. What's the price fluctuation? We're in May, right? April? We're in April, so it's down. It can get up to so it's always around the $100 mark. So over 40,000 liters of hay. Not bad, of this field. Considering we've probably got at least double that. So 80,000, even with that small field. I'll just call it 100,000 liters of hay per cut. So even if we only get 2 cuts of hay in a year, which normally you can get 3, that's 100,000 liters per cut. So 200,000 liters of hay per year on 2 cuts. If we can get a third, 300,000 liters of hay per year. Per year. That's not bad. That's really not bad for a small little homestead like this. I cannot complain with that. So, what we need to do now is we need to go buy some sheep. Because that's one of the reasons why we are doing hay, is so that we can have sheep and eventually horses and cows. Because all those animals, all their base food is grass based. So, I can't remember exactly how many sheep will fit in that animal trailer there, but we might as well back up our new truck to it and take a run down to the animal dealer and see if we can't get 2 or 4 of them in that trailer at a time. That would be nice. Let's turn our little beacon light on because we're pulling into the oncoming lane of traffic here. Good enough. We'll run down to the animal dealer and we'll start buying some sheep. The farm's coming together and taking shape. So here we are. Let's buy some sheep. Now, which one should we go for? Let's do some black, fully grown sheep. We can fit 4. Perfect. We'll get 4 of them. Hi guys. Hello. And our pen holds 50, I think. Yes, 50. So I'll do at least 10, maybe 12. I'll probably do 12 because then that's 3 trailer loads. Makes sense. Okay, get going. Get going, red car. For Dagwan, it's the yellow car. For me, it's the red car. Just is what it is. So we'll go and put these guys into the pen, or the open pasture. And then we will grab the skid steer, grab a bale, fresh out of the field, freshly wrapped hay. You can't get any better than freshly wrapped hay. They're gonna be loving life. They're gonna be loving their life with us. Some nice fresh hay. Try not to make the ride too rough for them coming in. I'm pretty sure if we just pull up right here, we'll be in the box that we need to be in. Cattle trailer, move. Do you want to move 4 animals? Yes. Okay. Perfect. There they are. All right. So I'm going to do 2 more loads of that. And then we will give them some hay and some water. Here we are with our final load. Hopefully they all enjoy hanging around with their brothers and sisters because they're stuck with them now. We have 12 sheep out of 50 that can go into that pasture. Let's just back up out of here. And I'm not sure if the skid loader could hook up to the water tanker, because if it could, that would be pretty ideal. We'll just park you over here for right now. I think it's the tractor that has to get hooked up to that little IBC trailer. That IBC trailer is also on the chopping block for getting replaced in due time. It's just a little too small. So let's start off with some water here. I know that the tractor hooks up to it, so I just said screw it, we'll go with the tractor. I would also like to see about the bale grab that we got for the 3-point link. Now that we have the front weight on the tractor, I don't think 300 kilograms or 300 pounds is really going to keep the front end on the ground with 2 bales, but it would definitely be worth a shot to see. So I'm not sure exactly how much water they're even going to take. Our chickens are still doing good. The sheep take about 1,500 liters of water, so a trailer and a half, that's not too bad. Can we sneak through the bushes here? I think we could sneak through this bush. Yeah, we can sneak through this bush. Come back over here, start filling up. We'll put a little bit more water in the greenhouse as well while we're here. It could use it. We have a fair bit of tomatoes again, so that's not too bad. We'll definitely be able to sell those for a profit in a little while. So I'm going to keep pumping more water into the sheep here. And the greenhouse. And then I'll see you once we start getting hay. Sheep are now full of water. They take 1,500 liters, which isn't too bad. We've got 0.1 hours on the skid steer already from the drive back from the store. Let's go grab a bale. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to be storing these bales. I should really get a shed set up, probably over there beside the sheep. We've got 9 bales, so that means we have to make 9 trips. And I'm not really sure if it would be worth our time to load them up onto a trailer in this field, and then drive them all over, or just take them one at a time with the skid steer, because the skid steer does do 18 kilometers an hour. That's not too bad, not that far of a drive. And I just don't know how long it would take to load and unload them all, so I mean, the truck's right there, we might as well put them on the truck. Yes, run over, I've got a bale for you guys. Yeah. They didn't even use all of it. They took 4,000 liters of that. Okay, well, here's another 500 liters for you for later. I'll drop you off there. And we'll go and get them another bale, just so we know that they are going to have enough for the next little while. That trailer can sit there. And we'll take the truck over and load up the bales. I think I'll do that as a quick little time lapse, and that'll be it for the episode. We got a lot done today. We bought a lot of things. The farm is completely different than what it was in the last episode, which, depending on how you look at it, could be good or bad. The way I look at it is we still haven't made that much progress from the last episode to this one. We went out and we bought a lot of equipment, which is great, but we're still no real further ahead. Just the way that we went about it, we're not broke, which is a good thing, but we still haven't made that money back. And until we can make that money back and see steady profit, we're not out of the woods. Like, we went out, we saw that the farm can make money through the greenhouse and through wood, and we're like, okay, perfect, that's our safety net. Let's invest more money into the avenues, other avenues on the farm, like the hay and the sheep. So we are still gambling here. We are still gambling. But hopefully you like the gamble, and I'm hoping that the little bit of a longer episode isn't frowned upon. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you like me and you like what I do here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me. And ring the bell so you can get notified whenever one of my videos uploads. I've got a very weird uploading schedule. I wouldn't even really call it a schedule. I just kind of upload whenever I can get a video out to you. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy this time lapse. Toodles!